welcome back to the Nose Plays Total War Warhammer 2. We're picking up where we left off. I apologize for the abrupt end to last video. Every once in a while, despite my best efforts, my internet provider just decides to drop my connection for about 2 to 3 minutes at a time, which makes streaming difficult, as you can imagine. I did happen to notice it pretty quickly, and so was able to take care of it before I got too much further into my game by stopping what I was doing and not continuing much further into the turn. So, I think the last thing that anybody saw on camera was me selecting one of the 3 units that I ended up going with. So what I decided to do was go with a single swordsman, a single bowman, and then a single one of the Free Company militia. And my reasoning for this is I wanted a front line of approximately 3 decent melee units. Obviously, swordsmen are not far from decent, but at the early game, they're fine. So 3 decent melee units. We have 2 sets of spearmen on the flanks, so 1 on each of our flank. And then I have quite a few ranged units now. I have 1 unit of Reichsguard as an assault flank, and 1 unit of the Free Militia that I will use as the other flank. So I have some options in the way that I can deploy my units, basically. And then keep my halberds in reserve, and Karl Franz can sort of have a bodyguard of halberdiers, which will be helpful. So that's pretty much all that I accomplished, I believe. I don't think there's anything else that I did before the end of this turn. So we're basically ready to end the turn at this point. Next turn we'll be attacking Ubersreich. Ubersreich, if we click on it, so they're going to have a garrison of not very much. And then they're also going to have a couple of additional units. And then this army, which I don't have a lot of information on, but it's basically going to be made up of spearmen, swordsmen, and maybe crossbowmen at the best. So they're not going to have much. We should be able to crush them pretty easily with our forces. It might be the largest force that we've encountered up to this point. Well, but there are no walls in Ubersreich at this point in time, so it shouldn't be very difficult to take it out. Looking ahead, there is a second army that recently force-marched into Helmgart. And Helmgart is an interesting strategic location that doesn't really count as a settlement, but kind of does. So there's some interesting mechanics there. It's really nice to have this locked down, but it's not critical that we control this because it doesn't really provide much for us in the way of economy. It's just sort of a really defensible position that's great for your first point of contact with enemies, especially once it's built up and significantly improved, which takes a while. And then Eilhart will finish off here in another turn or 2. But that will be the last of the major settlements that we need to reclaim the Reichland, and that is where we're heading. So, I do want to just take a moment to think, did I do diplomacy for this turn? And I'm not sure that I did yet. So we might just pop through all the diplomacy stuff one more time and see if anything's really changed.
Approach us, friend, and make your offer.
No.
Most of these guys are going to reject everything we do. Let's switch by attitude. Sometimes that can help. Okay, so Talabakland is getting pretty close to liking us, and they have the opportunity for a trade route. So let's see.
All right.
We can
It is
get
good
them.
to see fellow sons of the Empire this day.
Okay, perfect. So if I offer them both of these things together, they're very likely to agree to that, and I'm very happy to agree with that.
Very well.
So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, who else do we have?
So,
Nordland.
Approach us, friend, and make your offer.
We already did that, I believe. The Golden Order we can't form a trade route yet with.
What?
Sterling we might be
It
able
is good to see fellow sons of the Empire this day.
Not in my name.
Okay. That's fine.
Who calls?
Midland.
Approach us, friend,
so
and
notice-
make your offer.
We're moving up. He's up to 6 now. So that's good. He doesn't really like our treaty with Marienburg, but everything else is good. Notice gifts given to Midland has dropped to 9. It was 10, and like I said in the previous video, that will drop by 1 for 10 turns. Giving them another gift basically just moves it back up to 10 if I'm not mistaken. So there's no real reason to do that. We'll let it count down. And then once it's counted down to 0, we'll probably do it again if we need to. But we should be able to get what we want.
We cannot.
Yeah. Before then,
Yes.
let's go ahead.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
Non-aggression
A weak
pact.
order.
Okay. The Empire. It is good to see fellow sons of the
I will not obey. So,
Approach
Possible.
and make your offer. But I make no promise.
absolutely not.
What if we...
Greetings, my countrymen. You come in peace on this fine Marktag?
That actually makes it worse. Okay. So this is one... They're pretty far away from us, so I'm not too worried about them. But there is the Westenland. These guys are actually really close to us, and these are ones that we do not want to be at war with.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now,
No.
So, one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to offer them a payment. Maybe we just offer the 300. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to offer this, and then we're going to offer a payment of 300 and see if they like that a little bit better.
Disagree with that.
Okay, let's add a little bit bigger payment. It's 532. Ugh. And a non-aggression pact.
I don't agree.
Okay, so we're just not there yet. So the only thing that we can really do at this point with these guys is let's just give them a payment of 523. This will increase their favor with us and hopefully get them not to attack us. I have been attacked by these guys quite frequently at the worst possible time. Right around the time that I get all of the secessionists taken care of, every once in a while these guys will just come in and start taking Grunberg and whatever. It's really annoying.
All right.
This should prevent them from doing that. Especially once we can get that I don't think the 10 applies till next turn,
I'll ignore that.
so we'll wait. Okay, Wissenland,
Yes.
Averland.
Approach and make your offer. No.
These guys
no.
are not going to. They're a little bit further away, so I'm not as worried about them. We're not 10 turns in for this to be doing.
Sigma's will. Surely an agreement will be reached. For are we not all sons of Sigma?
I would really like to get a trade agreement with these guys at some point. It's really bizarre that the AI is so opposed to trade agreements that are heavily stacked in their favor. Like, he's getting 4 times the amount of gold per turn that I would be getting from this agreement,
Absolutely not.
but he's going to reject it. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that.
This night.
Alright. So now that we've gone through all of that mess again, and I'll be doing that quite frequently, unfortunately, at least until we get trade agreements basically everywhere that I want them. We're going to go ahead and end the turn and move into our first battle of this video at Uberstrike, assuming that we don't get attacked before then, which is a possibility. So they could come out and attack us. It's very unlikely, though, since our army is so much more powerful than theirs. And I think we're far enough away from their city that they can't pull the reinforcements in. But there is an opportunity for this army to join the battle, which would make it much more difficult. It would still be very winnable for us, though, if we did have to fight 2 armies and a garrison, especially on this difficulty level. Alright, so we're into the next turn.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Can see that we now have our new military units, and we can go ahead and make this attack. Is there anything else I want to do before that? We're 2 turns away from our first technology. We have a lot of gold, and we're going to need a lot of gold very soon. So no, let's just go and do it.
I will fight with you.
So they're predicting a valiant defeat. They're clearly high on something, because there's no way we're going to get defeated by whatever is here. Your army failed to spot an enemy ambush. Oh. Well, then again, with an enemy ambush, there is actually a very real possibility that we could lose, or at least lose more men in the wind than we normally would have. So that's unfortunate. I can't remember ever getting ambushed by these guys in the past. This is the first time for everything, I guess. We will fight it manually, and we'll see how it goes. There's not much we get to do because we don't get to decide where our military units start. So this could be really rough for us. The key is going to be getting our ranged units to disengage as quickly as possible. Where are they at? Okay, good. Right. I am going to kind of cheat here and pause. So at the moment, they're out of range. Okay, so they've really blown it. Nobody's attacking our ranged units. So the first thing I'm going to do is send this army, or the cavalry, after their archers who are not even in range to fight us. We're going to have him engage that unit. Him engage that unit. Him engage that unit. We're going to have these 2 units sort of sweep around to that side. And then these guys are going to focus fire on the spearmen. These guys can focus fire on those, and we'll go from there.
Karl, Franz! Yes!
I don't want my halberdiers,
Formation! March!
so I'm going to move them out of range.
Spearmen! We are Sigmar's heirs! Quick march! Sigmar!
Get them attacking from the rear. Should be no problem. Those guys are now taken care of. They won't be doing any more damage.
Halberdiers! To battle! The Empire
We're
endures!
going to disengage this army because it's losing a lot of... We'll send in the halberdiers to replace them.
Halberdiers! Sigmar!
Get in there, guys. Why are you not attacking?
spearmen! Go! For the twin-tailed comet!
Why can I not attack him?
Swordsmen! Prepare for combat!
It's just their leader that's left.
Halberdiers! Take aim! For Franz! Take the ground! For Heldenhammer!
Let's disengage everybody but the
Ready!
halberdiers.
Swordsmen! We are Sigmar's heirs! By Ulrich's wrath! Yes, sir! For the Warhammer! For Heldenhammer! We march ready for war! At speed! Take the ground!
That's fine.
By Garl!
Yep, we're good. This shouldn't be any problem at all. These guys. Okay, so they have a whole nother army all the way over there. So we'll need to regroup our armies at some point.
Stand idle! Prepare for combat!
I'm gonna come back.
Swordsman! Right Guard Knights!
The knights can run these guys
For
off the map.
Heldenhammer! We are Sigmar's heirs! What do
All
you
of
bid?
these guys can regroup
Go.
right over here.
They are mine to lead! Militia! Quick march! To battle!
I don't need him over
We
there.
serve the Emperor!
Do I have some spearmen?
To me, men! Ulrich's wrath on them!
Alright. How far away are they? They're still really far away. Okay, those guys can come back. Franz and the Pistoliers can take care of that. Let's get everybody else.
Halberdiers! No lingering!
Get them grouped.
Quick march!
He's broken again.
For Altdorf!
Franz needs to come back.
Free company!
I don't think he's going to recover, but yeah, we'll
Moving now!
just bring everybody back. Alright. Well, this worked out fine for us. This is a bizarre circumstance here. So I've got one pretty bad unit of swordsmen that I probably want to keep out of the fight. In fact, it might even be worth sending them after him.
For the comet! Ready! Taking position!
Let's get everybody,
Detachment formation!
get them organized, and then I can go from there.
No lingering! Detachments move!
Speed up time a little bit, or even a lot. Yeah, he's still retreating. Alright. What do we got here? Why does it keep organizing my guys so weird? What is this?
By Ulrich's wrath! Reserve group! Show us the foe!
I can't remember how to get rid of that.
Ranged weapons ready! Detachments hold!
Toggle, Control G.
Battle group deselected! Formation locked! Detachments hold! Unlock
Alright. I don't
formation!
Moving
I don't really want them locked in any kind of a group, but it is what it is. Alright, let's see what we got here. They got a whole bunch of spearmen.
Reichsguard Knights! Moving now! The Empire endures! Sigma guides us! Missiles ready! Yes, sir, quickly!
Okay, I need to pause here for a second. Things are a mess. Alright, Franz, you can take that charge, and these guys can jump in there. These guys are, like, completely messed up. Alright, I want these guys out over here, like that. I want these guys over here like that. I want these guys running in that way. I want these guys in that position. All right, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. Except I want all of these units to be spread out more like that. Alright, I want this army heading that way. And I've got an army of swordsmen that are not anywhere near the fight. Lovely. Is anybody else running around here that I'm not aware of? Alright.
Yes! Halberdiers! Quickly!
Ready for war!
Armor. There we go.
Reichsguard!
Nope, 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 nope. Get away from those spearmen.
At speed!
Ulrich's wolves!
Yes, my lord!
Now we can nail these guys.
The Empire endures!
Get those guys in there.
The Empire endures! Now! Formation march! Yes, sir, quickly! No lingering! Swordsman! Moving! Taking that position!
Alright,
My subjects call!
Franz, let's go ahead
My
and
rule is absolute! Missile troops!
boost units where we can.
I will not stand idle!
Need to get these armies over there quickly.
Missile infantry! The skull splitter! Free company! Get them! Taking position! Quick march! Go! Yeah! To battle! Reichsguard Knights!
Knights are coming in.
Get round!
That should break most of them right there.
Handgunners! War! Armed and ready! Ready for war! Free company!
These guys are about to break. We need to
Handgunners!
immediately re-target over here.
Attack! Reynolds aim, we're ready! Prepare for combat!
To get our knights out of there.
At speed! Formation march!
Bring them
to
in for
battle!
another hammer and anvil.
My friends! For Heldenhammer!
Alright, cool. Everybody's pretty much broken. That was a tough battle. A little bit longer than I had anticipated. I think we can just end this one, because this was for a settlement, so this should be complete and total destruction of all their armies, and we should take over. They can't retreat when they're defending a settlement. As far as I'm aware, we did take some damage, but considering it was predicting a total and utter defeat, I think we did all right. The way that they deployed was very suspect. I don't think they could have deployed in a more ideal circumstance or an ideal way for us. So yeah, it looks like this army's completely wiped out, but these armies might not be. So we might have to attack again. If that's the case, I might want to go with the replenishment. So I am going to go with that, because it looks like we're going to have to attack again.
Bring me to my men.
Yeah. And so the replenishment was nice. We basically replenished all of our units back to full except for Karl Franz. But again, now we're in a position where there's no way they can really defeat us. Our ranged units will just decimate their spearmen, and they don't have enough military to really take us on, so this should be no problem for us. Plus, they're already all injured. So, sneaky boys trying to set up an ambush. I've never seen them actually set up an ambush on turn 3, it was. So that was interesting. First time for everything. Alright, this is one of my least favorite maps to fight on because of all the stupid terrain. We'll probably try to fight over here, which means I'm probably going to move most of my forces over there.
Spearman!
So let's go ahead and set a spearman on
For
the
Heldenhammer!
edges, because that's sort of the way I play.
State troops ready!
Gonna go with swordsman. Swordsman.
By Ulrich's wrath!
Swordsman.
The
We'll keep
Empire
the
ensures! Karl
halberdiers in reserve.
At your service! For Heldenhammer!
Set up my
Crossbowmen.
checkerboard.
Handgunners!
Alright, so we set up the checkerboard the way that I want it.
Free
And
company!
the free company I can actually put in a forward deployment position if I want. I might deploy them in the trees, and that will give me a better idea of what they're doing. And then my Reichsguard Knights I'm going to deploy right here, and we'll probably send them up this hill and see if we can't get a good flank attack. Alright, so let's grab all of these guys. Sort of move them right like that. Pause the game here and get them all marching. Yeah. So we're just going to march forward. I'm even going to go at slow speed. And then these guys, let's see what we have here. So it looks like their spears are mostly on this side. So I might try to bring these guys around and charge the charge into the swords and shields. Let's see how this goes. The militia can just they're set to skirmish mode. So.
Rexguard Knights! Go! Attack them, men! Sigma calls! In the name of the twin-tailed comet!
I want my forces.
Quick march! Moving now!
I really don't want these guys going around that way.
Go! Rexguard! Charge!
We should be able to charge into them real quick and then disengage.
Formation march! Taking position! At speed! Take the ground! Prepare for combat!
Another good charge.
Finding range, sir!
Why are these guys not attacking anything yet?
Yours! Swordsman! By Ulrich's wrath! Prepare for combat! Formation! March! Sir! Yes, sir! Quickly! No. Yes! Quickly! For the Emperor! Halberdiers! Charge!
Those guys in
For the
there.
Emperor!
This looks like it's taken care of.